Hello, everybody. Welcome today to one more episode of DigiBytes. Today, me and Vaibhav are talking about a very interesting topic, um, about a solution architect. First of all, thank you, Vaibhav. I think it's been a while that you and me have not had a conversation. There was a conversation with me last week, but uh, maybe a long time that you have not had a conversation. How are you, and how's everything going on at your end?
Thanks, Raghav. I'm good, and yeah, it's really interesting to talk about new topics, and maybe let's start.
Yes. So with that, so this topic about like when we both were talking about what is a solution architect, and with all this IT landscape moving around and all the companies' landscapes moving around, what is the exact role of a solution architect? If you can really define, and let's do a conversation around that. And let's go from there after that. Yeah. What is a solution architect?
So I will start with this wonderful quote which I saw on Google some months back. So it says, uh, "Solution architect is a person who solves a problem you never knew that it exists, and he solves in a way that you do not understand." So it
Mm,
summarizes what solution architect does. So he plays a very crucial role in any IT architecture landscape. So if I come to a pure definition, I would say solution architect is a person who defines, describes, and uh, manages an IT architecture or an IT solution to solve a business or stakeholder problems in order to generate business outputs that will be utilized by an organization.
Makes sense. And let's say, very good point. Like you said, the IT architecture, we being a very data focused channel, what kind of job on a day-to-day basis does a data solution architect do? I understand that the problems which do not arise, or problems which are coming, sorry, not do not arise, problems which arise and how they are solving the problem differently, what makes them an architect. Can you talk about what does a data solution architect do and what kind of problems they really face and how they solve it?
So data architect or a solution architect job starts from a very like basic step, which is translating the business requirements. So business may have different sets of understanding about technologies, or they have different sets of things that they want to perform. But for that, they need an IT landscape or an IT architecture to get through
Mhm,
it. So solution architect basically comes in a picture where he translate business requirements and try to align them in a proper step-by-step process. So he
mhm,
understand that what is needed from business point of view, then he understand what kind of technologies that be needed to solve this problem. Then he tries to prepare a blueprint through which this kind of a data set or this kind of requirement can be solved. And
mhm,
next, he aligns together with all the business stakeholders, with IT teams, with users, and bringing all them on the same platform and see if this particular blueprint which he prepared is can be utilized for the IT architecture or solving that problem. Next, what
mhm,
comes in that he needs to ensure that this architecture or blueprint that he has prepared is aligning with the strategy and the landscape of the organization. Because if we are moving or diverting from the strategic landscape of the organization, then again it will fall in a wrong path. So, in order to create a solution which is scalable, portable, and in vision with the organizational strategic thinking, so that comes
mhm,
in a picture. So once this particular setup is done, then the next step is that he or she guides the throughout the implementation phase, where he regularly touch base with business, with IT teams, with implementation teams, with architecture teams. So all the people who are involved continuously, he keeps on bugging them with either like what points he has mentioned with the right solutions, or constantly checking if everything is based on the design principles that he wants to align with the organization.
Nice. I think if you see, there are a lot of good points what you spoke about. One is blueprint, strategy and landscape, design principles, a lot of conversations around all the people around. So looks like there are a lot of skills going on here as a
Right.
solution architect. And I know you are one of us, you are a solution architect by yourself. So what kind of skills does a solution architect should really have? I mean,
Uh,
if you can divide it into a technical skills and non-technical skills, that would be really awesome if you can take a stab at that.
So maybe I will take an example of how a large scale enterprise solution will look like. And based on
Mm-hmm,
that, we can step by step understand that how a solution architect can create this kind of an architecture and what kind of skill sets are needed. So
mm-hmm,
first of all, a solution architect need to be a good communicator because he or she needs to translate the business requirements. So he or she needs to understand that when they are creating any architecture, there are many points that need to be clarified in terms of
right.
what is stakeholders' expectation, what are the number of users that are they're going to be on the platform, and what is the time period for which they are thinking that this solution will continue, or what is their vision with this solution. So this will be the first step where they will be talking about business requirements and the constraints, and converting or translating this into a useful step-by-step process.
Mm-hmm,
Second will come how they want to organize this architecture. So there are various types of architecture that are followed. Maybe event-driven architecture, where like based on one event, there is another thing that will be derived. Then there are
mm-hmm,
services-based architecture, where we talk about microservices, Kubernetes, Dockers, like these concepts come in. Then
mm-hmm,
third is n-layer architecture, where we talk about positioning our infrastructure into different steps. Let's say a physical layer, logical layer, and a presentation layer. So where we
mm-hmm.
separate all these different kind of things together. So this is the second step where they need to understand what kind of architecture is there, what kind of things, how we can organize these different IT technologies, tools, platforms into different ways. So that is needed. Then
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. We keep going. Yeah, sorry. Mm-hmm,
the third step that comes in, they should have an knowledge on different, I would say, cloud platforms, because today cloud is the burning burning technology that is being utilized by each and every organization. So there are different ways of like utilizing it. So there is a multi-cloud concept, hybrid cloud concept, or on-premises server-based concept. So whatever suits organization based on cost, their expectation, and their security concerns. So they can adopt any of them. And then using containerization as well as orchestration. For example, we use Docker for containerization, and for orchestration, we use Kubernetes, so that we can create a solution which is portable and scalable as well.
mm.
After
So
that, yep.
good. Keep going. I'm writing it down. Yeah. Yeah.
After that comes in picture, we should ensure that our solution is integrable with other platforms as well. So we should enable different concepts like APIs, pipelines, and even like integration with other applications, so that our solution can connect, grab data, or utilize features or services from other applications. So so that it's a kind of a portable solution which can be scaled anyways. Then we
Right.
also need to ensure that our solution is scalable and performance oriented. So there are two types of scalability. One is horizontal scalability and another is vertical. So vertical is kind of, let's say we have a server. where we are improving its performance by increasing its resources. Let's say I'm increasing RAM, I'm increasing its size, I'm increasing its storage. So this is called as vertical scalability. And when we come to horizontal scalability, it means that we are increasing more nodes or more servers, utilizing load handler or load balancer, which will like uh, divert your request based on the availability. So this is quite preferable kind of scalability which organizations prefer nowadays, because it creates an independent working mode in case any of the nodes or servers gets failed. Then we also talk about performance. So what we need to ensure is that whatever we are expecting out of our solution, it should be uh, performance oriented. It's giving timely output. It's giving no delays in whatever things you want to generate. So for that also, we need to ensure that we are placing right kind of tools for monitoring. So more are more famous tools like Grafana, Relics, so they are utilized for these kind of monitoring stuff. And then comes the security, so which is very essential. So in terms of authentication and authorization. So for authentication, we use technologies like OAuth, um, SAML, and then for authorization, it's like ABAC, RBAC. So there are different things we can do. And at the same time, we need to ensure we are utilizing encryption in our data transfer, whether in REST or uh, whether we are transiting that data. And also, we need to ensure that we are utilizing all sorts of monitoring in terms of different types of DDoS attacks or other identified attacks, which are very famous. So that will ensure that our system is secure from all these external interference. And finally, I think there is another step which is proper communication. So there should be messaging apps which will continuously communicate different events that are happening in your overall architecture. Maybe any kind of bugs, any kind of issues, or maybe one completion of different events. So there is a messaging apps like RabbitMQ or Kafka, which are famous. They have different types of structures of messaging. Kafka is like point to point, and if we talk about RabbitMQ, it takes care of creating different sets of log files where different sets of data sets are maintained in terms of every event that is happening, and user can go and see that. So it's not about point to point, it's about maintaining a structure for all these messaging stuff.
Wow. I think if you see, Vaibhav, I think it's a lot of information what has come out, and I really didn't want to pause you because I think the information was just coming in, and I was trying to write down on all the information what you're trying. We started out being a good communicator. There are multiple different architectures like event-driven service pod and layer architectures. You should have a good knowledge of cloud. Then you should have utilizing all this cloud as like containerization and how you orchestrate using Docker and Kubernetes. Example, there are many other skills. Then how you're integrating all this. So you should know your ETL, ELT strategy and how to scale those pipelines because not smaller, but you have a strong performance mindset. How is vertical scalability, horizontal scalability? How is that load balancer thing going on? And your security aspect where Grafana and Relics start coming in, and SAML, RBAC, your DDoS attacks, and your RabbitMQ and Kafka. This is a lot of skills, right?
And
And I don't think this is something which is built over time. Yeah, you were saying something. Go ahead. Yeah.
so, apart from these, there is one more important aspect that we need to take care of is documentation. So, solution architect need to document everything for end users, for technical teams, and he needs to
Mm,
ensure that there is a proper structure for everything. Like if you are creating or upgrading your architecture, then what kind of technologies were used, so what versions were used. So he needs to ensure that there is a proper mechanism for versioning, for automation, for ensuring that every aspect of the architecture is documented and it's maintained. Because if we are creating and we are not updating it, then it's an issue. You will not be ensuring that everything is in place. So this is one of the most important aspects of a solution architect, because without documentation, there is no communication.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, amazing. I think this is a lot of skill. So let me be a honest question, right? So I think this maybe the video will be very good for a 5-year-old experienced person, uh, and who he or she, if they're trying to make it to a solution architect. Where is the tip of point? How do they really start involving? Because I'm pretty sure this is more like a broad skill, right? It's not like you're going into one total skill, like, and it's like more of a broad skill. How do they really expand their breadth of knowledge? I know all these skills are there. Do they take up different projects at work, or how do that really happen? How did you get to know all these things? Let me ask you that way.
So I think it takes a lot of experience, or I would say, in clear words, practical experience to get to know about these technologies. Like if you go to Amazon Marketplace, you see
Hmm.
huge amount of tools, and if you
Hmm.
like start browsing and learning about them, so it takes years to go through all the description itself. So
Hmm.
that is what not needed. We need
Hmm.
to understand uh, to be a solution architect step by step by getting into projects. So I started my career in a BI topic where I was working on a Spotfire tool. So it
Hmm.
was a very new thing for me because I came from a .NET background where I used to develop applications or web platforms. But when I first utilized a business intelligence platform, Spotfire, I understood, okay, there is another aspect to this IT world, which is called as data analytics, where we visualize data to get end to end into a event, or I would say decision making events, by just
Hmm.
seeing those visualizations, and we can make those decisions. So this is what a starting point for me. Then I get into different more further projects where I learned about how these visualization tools get integrated with different applications for their utilization in different use cases. So that leads me to integration of a visualization tool with an IT platform where we have a backend which is separated for is extracting the data, then converting it, then modeling it, and then finally
Yeah.
making it available for visualization. So these were the different aspects which I got to understand. Then gradually, from this aspect, I went to on-premises and cloud-based. So there was a cloud-based platforms. And we were hosting everything on-premises, and we want to move to cloud. So from there, I went into the journey where I understood, okay, now this is what cloud is, and then different monitoring tools to ensure that there are no errors or everything is working fine.
More
And
like practical experience looks like to me, right?
yeah,
So it's all practical on the job experience. As you started learning, you get started expanding to these roles. Because I mean, to be um, honest, there is one little thing which is coming out of this is like we spoke about the breadth of the skills, but they can always be uh, focused on probably start somewhere small, right?
right.
Start somewhere small. And is there any essential skill? Of course, communication comes out to be an essential skill. How to think like an architect? Let me ask you that question. So you're saying, of course, all these skills, you went from one to one place. But if somebody wants to grow in their career and they want to start thinking like an architect, what is that starting point then? Is it,
Uh,
yeah, go ahead. Let me ask you that question. Yeah.
I would say that's a wonderful question. And for me to answer
Hmm.
this, the most focus point is we need to ensure and understand that whenever we are integrating different technologies, platforms, at the integration point, I need to ask questions. Why this? So how why and how. Like these should be your questions at every point. Why should I utilize this technology? Why I should connect these two platforms in this way? Because there are different ways to connect them. And when you asking these questions, you will understand like, okay, we have these many users. We need our performance level should be this much. Um, we have this amount of data, and we need these kind of features. So if you are keep on asking at each integrating point and for each technology and tool, why and how, so you will be able to understand why are you doing this, and you will be able to compare these different tools, different methods, different processes, and on that basis you will be able to understand what is the best solution or what is the optimized solution for your requirement. And in that
Makes
way,
sense.
you are going to solve this.
Yeah, I think it's a very good point. I think th this leads to the next point. Then I think um they should be definitely mentored by somebody. And I know you have like a mm, mentorship session for this. So we'll put it in the chat and the group description. I mean, comments in comment section below and in the description, like mentors. So I would say, first of all, thank you because I don't know what more questions to ask. I think we kind of got a lot of information out of this. It needs to be condensed out, and we should do some follow-ups on maybe cloud platforms or RabbitMQ or like a Kafka kind of topics. That is what I think our viewers will really like about it. And let's do that conversational discussions about those topics. Let's pick up RabbitMQ or something like that and make those videos here. But thank you so much. Uh, is there anything you want to say on the last comments before we close?
I think we pretty covered a lot of points, but there is a huge landscape to understand and learn. So these were only the basic things we talked about. And if you want to explore further, and if you have any questions, you can put in the chat or in the comments, and we will happily answer them. And if you want to learn specifically about any technologies, you can put in the comment, and in next videos we can talk together about those technologies or those suits which will further help individuals in growing their career as a solution architect or data architects.
Perfect. I think let's do that. That's an amazing thing. Thank you, everybody. Please like, subscribe, share our channel. We're trying to come up with every video, a video a week, and we'll keep sharing more. Thank you.